Agent Hyde of Agent Hyde Photography, and today in this video, it's going to be a really quick one. If you ever heard of the phrase, a picture paints 1,000 words. Right, as a beginner, I used to struggle with the ISO, the f-stop, and also the shutter speed and what those little things did. So let's go into the screen and drag this photo over. Let's get the glasses on because I can't see a thing. Welcome pad's not working. Is it working now? It's working now. Right, go pull this over. And so what this does, and what I suggest you do if you're a beginner and you're coming off of automatic, the P mode, P for professional. You're coming off this mode, you're going on to the man mode, the manual mode. And what this does, if you can't remember what each one does, like the ISO, the f-stop and the shutter speed. So what this does is, if you download this card and print it and stick in your camera bag, or you make it the size of a credit card, you can take this along. So the f-stop here, so a really, really small iris is going to be, everything is going to be in focus. So f32, f22, and you can see as you go to f8, the background, oh, excuse me, oh, not enough coffee. Have some more coffee. By the way, this is a cup. Bloody great cup. Right, back to this. So yeah, with the f-stop, the smaller the number, the bigger the hole, and the focal distance is going to be less. So you got, if you want a nice what I call shallow depth of field. So the shallow depth of field is very, very small. The small numbers, but it's a big opening. And then the small one is the f32. Oh, f22. It's very you get the foreground and the background all in focus. And then similarly with the shutter speed here, it goes really, really quick, and it's very, very slow. Sometimes, and if it's very, very slow, you haven't got the iris absolutely crammed in, very, very small, you're going to get a white screen. You don't want white screens. No white screens. So anyway, so what happens here is, and similarly, if you have a black screen, that probably means that the iris, the f30 is the hole is very, very small. You've got a very, very fast shutter speed. So yeah, this card, if you're a beginner, I think is a must just to print off. And I'll leave this on the screen. Just take a screenshot of it. And it's just a little reminder. And also with the ISO, it's the old film stuff. So not many cameras go down to ISO 50 or some go to ISO 100, but most of them start off the low point at ISO 200. So you can start making some decisions on which way you want to go. So if there's, let's say, loads of light around, and you want to freeze the action, so you could have the action to be 500. So what a perfect exposure would be, let's say 500 in f4. So f4, 500, and then maybe the ISO is 200. So the ISO would be, I'm going a little off subject here, but say the ISO from here, the lower it is, the less noise is going to be. The more you go up, 2,000, 225, 2,000, 256,000 ISO. That's some serious ISO. My camera goes to 6,400, but this is just mental. And this is another stop more, even more mental. So there'd be lots of noise. I had a D200, and anything over 400 was unusual, absolutely unusable. So the D2, it was D2, which at the time was back in the day was the flagship company for Nikon. It was like a £5,000 camera, and it wouldn't go above 400. You went over 400, forget it. The camera noise was insane. But my one now maxes out. I've got D800. It maxes out at 6400, and given the right light conditions, you can use the files from there. You really can use the files. Given wrong color mixtures, and it doesn't work. Even doesn't work sort of about 1600 or 3200. So clean light is the answer. But yeah, I thought this is something really good to download. Shows the f-stops, the shutter speeds, and also the ISO. So the higher the value, the more noise you're going to have with the ISO. The quicker the shutter speed, the more likely you are to freeze the action here. And then with the f-stops, the larger the hole, the less depth of field you're going to have. So the smaller the hole, the more depth of field you're going to get. So let's go back over here. Well, I hope you got a little bit out of that. And I'm going to leave that there now. So until next time, I'll see you soon. Bye.